Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So for most of this video, if not all of it, you're gonna see half my head cut off, alright? Because I am not the subject matter of this video. Today I want to see if you guys are interested in making a little bit of butter by yourself. Okay, now I was thinking about this when I went and purchased some of the ingredients for this. I'm gonna try to make two types of butter. Regular butter, and there's a one that I've never had before. Is called the European style butter. And I guess the way that butter is made with sour cream instead of actual fresh cream. Okay, so first I'm going to try and make the regular fresh cream butter, and then while we're working that one, I'll see if I can put the sour cream in and start making the sour cream or the European style butter. Okay, now honestly, I don't think it's very cost effective for you to do it yourself. However, it's a great conversation tool. If you have someone coming over for dinner or something and you're having whatever, okay, let's say for example I'm having someone coming over for dinner for spaghetti, all right, spaghetti dinner, and we make our own bread and then we make our own butter and season the butter with garlic and whatever, basil or whatever you want to put in it, you know, and put it on that garlic bread. It's a great thing to say, yeah, I made the bread, I made the butter, I made the sauce. You know, you can make your own spaghetti, but usually I just buy the spaghetti. But I'll usually make the sauce, we make the bread, and the butter is easy to make. How cost effective is it? I'm not sure that it's very cost effective. However, I feel that it is a very good skill to have in case you can't get a hold of butter, but you are able to find someone that can provide you with some cream. All right, maybe someone in the area that has a cow or cows, and they can barter some cream with you or sell you some cream, however you may get it. But if you can get some cream, what I got here is a half gallon of cream, and it has to be, in my opinion, the higher percentage of fat, the better. Okay, this cream here, if you can read it, is 40%. The 40% means that it has at least 40% butter fat in it. Okay, so the higher fat percentage, the less whey that you're going to make. The whey is going to be the liquid that's left over after this. Okay, so I got my cream. You always want to make sure you start off with a nice cold package. All right, you want to make sure your cream is nice and warm. Okay, if not, it might take a little longer for it to turn into butter, but I mean, you want to make sure that your cream is nice and cool. I think I just said nice and warm. No, you want to make sure that it's nice and cool. So this has been sitting in the refrigerator overnight. Now another thing that I did to prep for this was I took my KitchenAid mixer bowl and I put it in the freezer just for a few minutes to take whatever warmth that stainless steel was holding, to take it out of there. So let me go grab that and we'll start up real quick. Now this just been sitting in the freezer probably for about the last maybe 10 minutes. Okay, it doesn't have to be long at all. So you want to put her in there. Now, as far as being cost effective, like I said before, this cost just shy of $10, this half gallon. And I'm not sure how much actual butter it's going to make, but I know around here I can get butter for roughly $3 to $3.50 a pound, and that's pretty good. I've seen butter like in Walmart for as much as $5 a pound, you know, for their regular and pretty expensive butter is getting nowadays. So all you have to do is just pour this in here. Now I know that there's different sizes. This one here should be able to handle a half gallon. Okay. However, you don't have to use a half gallon jug to make it. Okay, actually, I think maybe this may be too much. We'll have to see how this works out, because I definitely don't want it to make a mess. But if you can see, it's probably somewhere around here, around halfway full. Okay, and what you're gonna need is you're gonna need your whisk attachment. Okay, this is all you're gonna need. This and your KitchenAid. Now, there are other ways of making butter without a KitchenAid. All right. One way you can do it is you can get an empty gallon jug of milk, put like a quart in there. Don't put a half gallon. That would be too much. Put a quart in there and just start shaking it around. Just start shaking it, bouncing it up and down. About 5-10 minutes of you doing that, it's going to end up turning into butter. I've done that before. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm not sure how much noise this is going to make, so if it makes too much noise, please put it on mute for a little bit. But it's going to take probably about 5 minutes or so. So I'm putting it on slow, and I'm going to bring it up little by little to make sure that I don't make a mess all over the place. But you want to get it on high speed as soon as possible. So right now, I have it on 6 out of 10. It looks like if I put it any higher, it's going to make a pretty good mess. So I'm going to leave it there for a second or two and see how it starts looking. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see if I can bring this just a little bit closer. Well, hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. And what's going to happen is it's going to start. Where did I get it? Okay. What's going to happen is this is going to start turning into what do you call it? Whipping cream. You know, the whipping cream that you put in on top of your pies or your cake or whatever. It's going to start turning into whipping cream. So if you wanted to add powdered sugar to this, you can actually make a whipping cream. That's going to be the first stage. Then after the whipping cream, you'll see it start to get hard and clumpy. And it'll start turning into butter. Okay? Yeah, it's wanting to make a little bit of a mess, but we'll see. I think we can handle this right here. You know what? Take a look at this. Let me see if I can go get my cover real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me put my cover on. Let's see if that'll help a little bit. Yeah, that helps a lot. So there you go. You just want to keep that going. As you get more comfortable with it not making too much of a mess, because we don't really want to make a huge mess. Cover that. There you go. Get a towel. I hate messes in the kitchen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't get that many haters. I didn't get that many haters on the clickbait video that I did, but I do hope that we at least got one person on that video that clicked on thinking it was a cat video and then ended up staying. I think we got one person who's not normally a subscriber who ended up staying with us and subscribing because of that video. So hopefully we'll be able to attract more people, because as I was saying in that video before, all of these other videos get so many views, and I understand that entertainment is extremely important. Okay, I need to be entertained. You know, you have to find some kind of a getaway from this craziness that we live in on a daily basis. So I didn't get too much hate mail, if you want to call it that, but it was pretty fun. I thought I was going to get a lot more thumbs down than I did. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right now this is turning into whipped cream. Let me see if I can bring it up close. I hope you can see that. The light here is terrible. But I'm going to show you when we're done. But right now, that there is turning into whipped cream. And what you want to do is you just want to leave it alone. You don't want to be messing with it. You just want to adjust your speed. You want to get your speed as high as you can, of course, without making a terrible mess. right now I'm like a 9. I'm like a 9 out of 10 right now doing this, okay? So this is going to be the easiest butter that you make. This is actually the easiest part of it. After this, we have to take the butter out and what's called cleaning it. We got to clean our butter. Or at least that's what I call it. I don't know if that's the official name that professional butter makers call it, but I call it cleaning the butter. And for cleaning the butter, you're going to need a little bit of water on the side, and you're going to need an empty bowl. So you'll need an empty bowl that's clean, obviously, and you'll need a bowl here that's got real clean water. This is my high quality H2O right here from my reverse osmosis. Alright, it's definitely a whipped cream right now. Hey ladies and gentlemen, are any of you following the stock market? Yesterday was incredible. Some people would call that a dead cat bounce, but personally, I think it's going to go down today. Right now I'm recording this really early on Thursday morning, but I think that the stock market is going to go down today a little bit, maybe not as much as it went up yesterday, but I think that this stock market is still going to go up. It's going to go up and down and up and down. It's going to keep going up and down until they're completely out of dry powder, right? They're going to just keep messing with us. I don't know if you all heard or read that the president and the Treasury Secretary, I think his name is Mnuchin, something Mnuchin, Stephen, I think it's Stephen Mnuchin, I think, but that they were calling in the plunge protection team. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's not a word. The plunge protection team / exchange stabilization fund, all right? Those are not words that we are used to hearing in the mainstream media. So that we are hearing those words either on print or being said by someone on the mainstream media, to me, that's pretty astonishing. So it's going to be a heck of a roller coaster ride, I think, until this thing finally goes down. It has to go down, all right? If you take a look at the fundamentals behind these companies, they use their tax breaks that they got for in order to repatriate their monies that they were hoarding offshore. They used their tax breaks to buy back their own stocks, and now their stocks are going down. So instead of using their tax breaks and actually building onto their companies, actually building new buildings, hiring new people, making new products, investing on research and development, instead of using the money that they brought back with those big tax breaks, what did? They decided to invest that money into their own stock, and now their stock is going down. So the unfortunate thing about it is that the people that are mostly benefiting from those moves are the people that are sitting high atop of those corporations. Those are the ones that are benefiting because they went ahead and sold their stocks months ago. Alright, the insiders have sold their stocks months ago. What they're doing is they're in the process of transferring as much risk onto the American citizenry as they can before the stock market finally goes down and wipes everyone that had investments in their out. Now, that's my opinion, because I'm not a financial investor. I don't invest in the stock market, and ladies and gentlemen, I've only got an associate's degree. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt, do your own research. As a matter of fact, me saying grain of salt, that's another thing we're going to need. We're going to need a little bit of salt. Let me go grab it. We're going to need a little bit of salt. Now, this is sea salt. Okay, I got it from Costco's. But ladies and gentlemen, use whatever salt you want. I know there's people out there that say, don't use iodized salt, it's bad for you. Just use whatever salt you want. I recommend sea salt because I think this is really good salt. And with this grinding function here, it allows you to grind it really nice and powdery, all right, where it's not grainy. I think it works well. So now if you can take a look, I'm not sure how well you can see this. Let me see if I can bring this up close. You can see that is starting to turn into a really thick whip. Let me see if I can show you an example of what that looks like. Let me go ahead and stop this real quick. Let me grab this. Okay, now check this out. You see that? And it's already starting to turn a little bit yellow. I'm going to take this out. You see? You see how it's got peaks? All right, so we're about halfway there. Oh yeah, it's starting to turn really hard as well. So I'm going to put this back on. We're going to turn this baby on and make some butter. Ladies and gentlemen, this butter too, I would say it's a lot better quality than the butter that you get at the store. Not only is it unadulterated and unhandled by so many hands and machines, but you can put whatever you want in it. You can put whatever salt you want to put in it. You can take half of it and salt it, half of it not salt it. You can take half of it or some of it, however much you want, and put some garlic powder in there and some maybe parsley in there to give it a little bit of color, and use that to make garlic bread. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it. Excuse me. Now, yeah, this is definitely rocking and rolling right now. Now, I've had this little KitchenAid here for years. I remember I've been asking Santa Claus for one for a few years. And this was years ago, more than a decade ago. I've been asking Santa Claus for one for a few years, but during that time, I was just probably an E4, you know, making E4 pay in the Army. And Santa Claus couldn't afford one at that time. So about, let me see, we've been here for 5 years now. Yeah, so going on about 10 and a half, 11 years ago. Well, almost 11 years ago now, because it was on a Christmas. I got this for Christmas. So I've had this thing for, I would say, at least a decade, if not a little more. I think around 11 years. So I remember having this when we first got to Washington State, when I was in the Army, and I had this in the very first little apartment that we lived in Washington State, and we were there for almost 6 years. So yeah, I love this thing. This thing is great, although whenever I make dough, unless I'm making a whole bunch of dough, I usually like to do it by hand. Like I said, to me, making dough and stuff like that is therapeutic. I could stand here all day and make butter and make dough and do all that kind of stuff. I guess you could say that it brings me inner peace. It's the little things in life that matter, ladies and gentlemen. The little things in life is what matters. Now, this is getting really nice and yellow now. It's starting to get a lot thicker. And right now, what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing that, let me put this over here. I'm seeing that it's starting to produce a little bit of wave. There's a little bit of liquid on the side now. I wish I had a better setup for my camera, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I would love to have this right here showing you guys what it looks like right here. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Let's see, I'm going to try, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this works. I'm going to bring this down. I don't think you can see it that well because of the lighting. So, yeah, I'm really sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I can give you a better, I wish I can provide you guys a little better production value. But I can see it starting to break up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's working away. And you ever notice that, ladies and gentlemen, that whenever you're making something that's that's good, it takes time, all right? It takes a little bit of patience. If you try to rush through this, you're not going to make anything. You're going to make a big old mess. If you try to, in some way, alterate this into butter from the state that it's in now, you know, instead of just letting this thing run and do its job, you're just going to make a big old mess. So, get yourself a cup of coffee. If you don't have a KitchenAid, get yourself an empty gallon of milk and a quart. If you're going to make it with a gallon of milk by shaking it, use a quart or even a pint of heavy whipping cream, all right? When it actually turns into butter, you'll see chunks of butter getting stuck on the whisk, and you'll actually have to poke that butter out of there when you finally get it all out. But this is going to turn into a big ball, probably a ball about this. I'm hoping that I get at least 2 pounds out of this. I think I'm going to get a little less than 2 pounds out of it, which is really not, like I said, it's not very cost effective. But the reason for doing this, the reason for me doing this video for you guys is to show you that it's possible to make your own butter if in some case you were not able to get to the supermarket to get your own butter. You can actually make your own if you can get a hold of some heavy whipping cream. Oh yeah, I'm starting to get a little excited because you guys all know that I love my butter. And I bet you that right now, if you just use this the way it is, it would be delicious. Even though it still has all the whey and all the water in it, I bet you this would be delicious the way it is now. It would be more like a whipped butter instead of a straight up butter. But I want butter, ladies and gentlemen, so that's what we're doing today. We're making some butter. I'm trying to decide whether to put this on a live chat or not, so we can do a little chatting away. I do have a pretty interesting payday prep for you guys for tomorrow. It's some, let's see if you guys can guess, it's something that we all need to live, but it's kind of a boring subject. But I did go to Costco's, and I'm going to show you my Costco's haul, alright? So how did you all guys make out for Christmas? If we're doing a live chat, how did you all make out for Christmas? Did you all get anything interesting that you really wanted? Did you get something that you didn't ask for that was a surprise? Let us know. This would be pretty fun to do chatting with. Oh, also, ladies and gentlemen, I tried yesterday. I tried to set up my computer to do a live stream, and I wasn't able to, but I think I'm going to be able to figure it out. So hopefully here in the future, maybe once or twice a month, I may have enough internet bandwidth to do a live stream once in a while. But we'll see. I'm still working on it. I haven't stopped working on trying to find a way to do it. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's turning. Like I said, a little bit of patience. And this KitchenAid is getting nice and warm now. That's because it's working. It's doing its job. Let me grab got a little bit of cream here on the counter. I don't want to let it sit there. Alright, it's definitely turning now, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting nice and yellow. It won't be too long now. Now, could you guys imagine a life without butter? If we couldn't get butter? Or imagine if butter cost $15 a pound? who here would be able to go and get butter at $15 a pound? Because if butter was at 15 bucks a pound, you know, everything else would be skyrocketed as well. So find yourself somebody that's got cows and start learning how to do this yourself now. So now it's definitely turned into butter now. If you can see it, hopefully you guys can see it from there. It's definitely turned into butter. It's a whipped butter now, okay? It's a whipped butter. And now it's starting to beat the water out of that butter. So now it's going to start turning soon. Once it gets to a yellow state, ladies and gentlemen, once this is at a yellow color state, you're almost done. This is going to start splashing around. I'm going to have to bring the speed down a little bit, right? Because there's going to be a whole bunch of whey in there. I'll feel really lucky if we get 2 pounds of butter out of this, because a lot of this, the heavier the cream, the higher percentage the cream, the less product you're going to have that's not butter, the less whey that it's going to make. I think another sip of coffee and we're almost there. Oh yes, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're sitting here waiting for our butter to be made, let me go ahead and do a public announcement. So there are several ways in which you can support this channel, okay? I don't know why I'm pointing down or up. There are several ways. The first way is to please give it a like and share it. If you have someone you love that would like to start getting prepped, all right? That's the first way. Another way is please let 1 or 2 of the ads run through. Now, if you get a 10-minute ad or a 5-minute ad, I would say anything over a minute, let it play through for about 30 seconds and then click off, because I think that you get credit for at least 30 seconds of a 1-minute ad, but I'm not sure. However, if you want to support the channel, you can support it by letting a couple of the ads run through. I try not to put too many ads in my videos. I usually put 1 in the very beginning, 1 in the very end, and if it's a long video, maybe 2 in between. But if it's like a 20-minute video or shorter, I just put 1 ad in the middle and that's it. Because I don't want you guys to be, I don't want you to be discouraged from watching the video because I'm trying to put 25 ads in a 40-minute video, right? I don't want that at all. I want you to get this information first and foremost. But that's another way that you can support the channel, by letting 1 or 2 of the ads go through, all right? Another way is use my Amazon link. It's in the description below. Now that was a good point, in the description below. Now I got to put this back on because it's starting to get water out here. So another way that you can support the channel is by using my Amazon link. If you have any shopping to do at Amazon, which most people do nowadays, please use my link. It won't cost you any more money than what you're already going to spend. Another way is, if you're on the market for for silver or gold, for precious metals, please use my SD Bullion link. It's not going to cost you any more to purchase from them, and it will support the channel. However, I always say that before you use any kind of internet company for your precious metals, check around your local area and see if there's any local coin shops, all right? Support them first, only if they give you a good and fair price, okay? So you should be able to know if you're getting precious metals from anywhere. You should already know how to follow the spot price. Take a look at the spot price and see what it's going for and how much they're charging you. We got butter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. So if you can hear that it's struggling. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to get rid of this whey. Now, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm not trying to rhyme. I'm going to get rid of this whey. Oh, like I was saying though, let me finish up real quick so that I don't forget. If you have a local coin shop in your area, use that first, but only if they treat you fair. So take a look at the spot price of whatever you're purchasing, okay, be it silver or gold. Take a look at the spot price and make sure that they're not charging you an extravagant amount over it. Go take a look at some of the internet vendors. Go to SD Bullion and see what they're charging and then compare it to your local vendor. Now, my rule of thumbs is if my local vendor is only charging about 50 cents or more per ounce on top of what I'm getting from SD Bullion, I'll just buy from my local vendor, which my local vendor I've known for years, and they always give me a great price. So that's another important thing about doing business with your local vendor, is because they are going to take care of you because they know that they've got a repeat customer. So ladies and gentlemen, what you want to do now is you want to grab a bowl, because what I'll do with this, I have whey here. What I'm going to do with this, I'm not going to throw it away, and I'm not going to make any other kind of cheese product or any kind of dairy product with it. I'm going to take this and give it to my dogs. They'll eat it and they'll love it. So I'm going to grab me a bowl. Okay, just be a little bit careful with this, because as you can see, we've definitely got butter. You see that? Okay, we definitely have butter. Okay, so I'm just going to try to stick it to this as best as I can. And I'm going to... Actually, you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Let me make sure my hands are clean. Alright. Okay, look at that. Look at that big old thing of butter there. What I'm going to do now is, remember I told you that I have a bowl here, alright, with water? And then I have an empty bowl right here. We're going to use this bowl first, okay? I'm going to take this butter here, put it in there. Just going to take a little bit of it to get it out of the way so it doesn't make a mess, okay? I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to take this out, put it right there. I'm going to grab the butter from in here, okay? I'm squeezing it right now, trying to squeeze as much whey out of it as I can. All right, check this out. Squeezing it. And look at that. Is that pretty or what? That is beautiful. It's nice and yellow. Okay. Put that in my bowl. I'm going to try and get as much as I can out of there, because this right here is money. All right. This right here, the most butter you can get out of here, the more cost that you're saving, because you paid for this in the form of cream. So you definitely want your butter out of here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that there like that. I'm going to put this in this bowl. See, this is all whey right here. Look at how much whey this produced. I'm going to show you here in a second. So 64 ounces. Okay, 64 ounces. Look at how much whey we produced. I have a scale right here. Let me put it on. And I already have a 0 too. I'm going to tell you here in a second. So, out of 64 ounces of cream, we've got 35 ounces, almost 36 ounces of whey. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go ahead and plop this a little bit. All I'm doing this for is trying to loosen the butter from the whisk. Okay. I'm going to grab this. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse me for a second. All right. So, where's my... Chat amongst yourselves for a second here. I have to go get my computer plug, because I don't know if you're seeing it on the screen, but my computer is asking for electricity. So give me a second. Alright, I'm back. I'm coming back here. Trying to do this with one hand since I got butter all over my other hand. All right, let's see if this will. Oh, there we go. We're good. We are good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to grab this. I'm going to do this a little bit at a time, okay, because it looks like I have a lot more butter than what I need, than what I can put in this bowl. So what I'm going to do is I just grab this from my spoon, and what you're going to do is, let me see if you guys can see this better right here. I think so. Let's see. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to push down on this, okay? And you don't want to handle this an awful lot, okay? You're going to press down on this, and you're going to have, let me get my weigh bowl. I'm going to have this weigh bowl right here. I think this might be too much butter for this. But you'll be able to see that you're still producing whey. See this? So this is still producing whey. I'm going to cut this in half. Okay? And you'll be able to see the whey just falling off of there. Actually, it's probably more efficient if you just... Okay, just do that. Now what I'll do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to show it to you here in a second when I get all of this done. I'm going to take this and put it in my bowl of nice clean water. Okay. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to need that. I think I'll be able to just use my hands. See, this is squeezing out whey still. See the bottom of my hands? You want to squeeze that out. You don't want to handle it an awful lot. Okay, I'll put this in the bowl, my bowl of water. I'm going to grab this bad boy here. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you will have to do a little bit of cleanup after this, but that's okay. We can clean. Nothing wrong with it. I'm going to pull all that goodness out of there. Look at that. This is very satisfying, ladies and gentlemen. Please try this. If you haven't done this before, give this a try. Even if you don't have a KitchenAid, like I said, just grab a gallon jug, an empty gallon jug, and do it that way. It works just as well. You just have to use a little bit of elbow grease. All right, you have to use a little energy of your own. All right, in order to make it, but you can make it. Just make sure that your cream, when you put it in your jug, is nice and cold. All right, make sure that cream is nice and cold. All right, so that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm definitely going to use the rest of the butter that's on that whisk. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and you can see all the whey coming right up. See that? Just squeeze it. You don't want to handle it for too long, because you know I do believe that butter melts. I think it's at 100 degrees or 98 degrees or something like that. That butter starts to melt that. So you want to handle it just a little bit. Put it in your bowl. I got this little bit of butter here, and I already know what I'm going to use the butter on that whisk for. I want to make me some toast. And here we go. That's the way. Let me grab these little bits right here. Okay, and I'm going to show you real quick what I do with this here. So you're going to want to have a bowl with clean water, and you're going to wash. All right, I'm going to go like this. And the water, you want it to be somewhat cool, okay? That's going to keep your butter cool. I'm going to wash my water. What am I doing this for? I'm trying to get as much whey out of there as possible. Okay, so I'm kind of kneading my butter. I want to get as much whey out of there as possible. This is going to extend the life of your butter in the fridge. All right. So if you're not going to use this butter, probably I would say within the next week or two, I would put what I'm going to use in the fridge, and then I would put whatever I wasn't going to use inside of the freezer. All right, pack it in a little bit of wax paper, all right, or parchment paper, all right, and put it in your freezer. Now, one method that I've seen that's been used, I guess it's a method from our past that our ancestors used to use. All right, now you see that, ladies and gentlemen? That right there. It's a nice big old ball of butter. I'm going to put that in this jar right here. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. And I'm going to knead it a little bit, trying to get as much whey out of there as we can. All right, so I think I said this, but the reason you want to get the whey out of there is because it's going to prolong the life of your butter, the shelf life, you know, if you, or the expiration of your butter. You want to get all that whey out of there. What are you doing, dog? Oh, dog's over there trying to get into my my Christmas sock. You know, my Christmas stocking. My Christmas sock. Dog is over there poking her nose inside my Christmas stocking. That's it. Their vacation's almost over. They will be going back out tonight. So they've had a good time. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. I've got 3 big old balls of butter there. I'm going to... I want to show you the big old chunk that this thing made. Check this out. That's all nice, fresh, homemade butter. It doesn't get any better than this right here. So now what you want to do is, I'll probably end up washing that big bowl. I won't show this in front because you guys have already seen this. And all I'm going to do is add some salt to it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in that big old bowl. I'm going to add some salt to it. Then I'm going to divide it into some containers and put it in the fridge and in the freezer. But this is it. This is how you make butter. It's not hard. Give it a try. Let me show you how much it actually made. Actually, I'm not going to show you because my hands are really dirty. I'm just going to put this on the scale. Let's see. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. It made 2.15 pounds of butter. And that's with tearing it too. I teared my scale, so this is not included in it. Just shy of 2 1/5 pounds of butter. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Is it still cost effective? Not really. You know, I could probably get 3 pounds of butter for what I paid for this half gallon of whip. But like I said, it's a great conversation starter. It's great to be able to tell people you made your own butter. And guess what? If the people that you're invited over to have some of this butter you made, if they're not preppers, tell them, hey, what would you do to get butter if you didn't have butter at the stores and weren't going to have some for a while? You can show them how to make this, and they can plant a seed in their head that maybe they want to learn to do some skills. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you sit through me washing my hands because it's the only way that I can turn off my computer is by touching it. All right, let's put some of this in here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Alaska Prepper hates a dirty kitchen. My kitchen is a little bit, what do you call it? It's a bit cluttered because it's a small kitchen. But, let me get this out of here. I don't know if you've been seeing this the whole time or not. But it works and it does the job it's supposed to do. All right? So, like I said, all you have to do now is go ahead and salt this. Put some salt on it, knead it in. Divide it into your packages. If you wanted to make some garlic butter, just throw a little garlic in here. Now, I wouldn't recommend fresh garlic. I would recommend garlic powder unless you were going to use it right away. Okay? If you were going to use it right away, like I did one video a while back where I used the red feather butter with fresh garlic. Unless you're going to use it right away, I'd use fresh garlic. If not, I'd just use powdered garlic. But that's my own preference. Okay? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope that you guys try this at home. It's very easy. All right? If I can do this, anyone can do this. Very, very easy. All right? Having said that, let me go ahead and finish a little bit of my begging. So the other ways that you can support the channel, as I said, are letting some ads play through. Give it a like, share. Of course, comment. All right? Commenting is really important because we need people that have questions. We need them to be answered so that they can get on to prepping, okay? So Also, use my Amazon account. Use my SD Booyah link as far as my Amazon link. And if you guys want to and can afford it, you can always use a super chat, or you can buy me a coffee. That's up to you, though. All right. It's not something that. It's not the reason I'm doing this, but getting a little bit of support from the community does allow me to continue to do giveaways, and do things like this. On a rotational basis. I'm not going to be making butter every week, but maybe next week, I'll make that European style butter so that I can do a taste test, okay? And I'll let you guys know. I'll show you guys what it looks like, if there's a difference, so we can do a taste test. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has gone long enough. I think I will put this on for a premiere later on today, maybe this afternoon. And we'll talk to you then. All right. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out. God bless.